Welcome back to the Movie Draft House. I'm your host, Mark, and it's another 5-minute review. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing the recently released on Netflix action comedy Hidden Strike, directed by Scott Waugh, who you may know from films such as Act of Valor, Need for Speed, and the upcoming Expendables 4. This film stars Jackie Chan, John Cena, and Asbake. I think that's how you pronounce his name. My fault, Pilau, if I pronounce your name wrong. Anyways, I have thoughts, and most of these thoughts center around what the fuck is happening in this movie. It's not that it's a necessarily bad film. It's just there's a very deliberate tonal shift. Maybe it's not deliberate, but it's a very apparent tonal shift in this movie. The first almost hour, it's a very serious, straightforward action flick. Jackie Chan is the head of a mercenary group hired to extract a bunch of oil refinery workers in Iraq and escort them to Baghdad on this road. I forget what they called the road. But what is the road's name? The Highway of Death. Thank you. And, he's escorting a bunch of buses on this Highway of Death, and he gets intercepted by another mercenary group who is hired to essentially, and John Cena is the head of this other mercenary group, but he's kind of played a fool here, and they hire him to essentially kidnap some of these refinery workers. And so his mercenary group and Jackie Chan's mercenary group, they meet up in this dust storm, and it's really cool. The action in this film is pretty good. It's just like right after that, when Jackie Chan and John Cena have to team up, the tonal shift is boom, like in your face. Like, holy shit, am I watching a comedy now? Is because it becomes very silly. And I'm not saying like Jackie Chan and John Cena aren't good on screen together, just because they are. But I'm wondering why the movie shifted from uber serious to buddy cop comedy. And ultimately the movie suffers for it, is because we're meant to care about certain characters in the first 45 minutes they don't really pay off for anything. And then by the end of the film, you're like, oh, I wish we had gotten this movie all along. And so it's fine. From what I read, this movie spent 5 years in post-production. 5 years. It is a Chinese production. Got a lot of big names attached to it, and for a Chinese production, that's pretty big. But the green screens here are, and I've noted it in the past, I am not a fan of green screen. I hate it. Just go to the location, spend the money. I don't care. Get rid of green screen. But it is and the CGI is okay. But the stunts, Jackie Chan, man, he's great. He's like hasn't lost anything. John Cena's stuff is good here too. There's a lot of hand-to-hand combat, which Jeff would love. But ultimately, you can. I've seen better, but you can put it on the background and not be disappointed. So, anyways, make sure you're hitting the subscribe button when it pops up down below, so you're not missing any future content. You can follow all our social media platforms on all your favorite social media platforms: Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, here on YouTube. The podcast releases every Thursday on your favorite podcast streaming application. And so we'll see you next time. Bye.
Put your seatbelt on. Hey! Slow. And put in the hole.